2002 maybe? 2001, 2002, I can't mind. And I knew I wanted to go play football in America. I knew it was kind of sport. I didn't really have it at school, wasn't really that good. PE, got 2 hires, PE and info systems. And then when I left school, I was no idea. I worked in pubs and clubs first, and then moved to America, to Kentucky, on a scholarship, played for a bit. Didn't really like the school, moved back out to New York, played for a bit. And then when I came back, I was like, what am I going to do here? I think I was maybe about 23. About 23 then. And I was just kind of messed about. I might have been 22. Messed about, worked in pubs and clubs in Glasgow. Kind of on and off as well while I was at college, back to college in America playing football. And then 24 went back to uni. Or went to college. And did construction management. And 4-year degree. Back at, I always played football. Still played kind of part-time-ish. All the way through. And then always trained. And then worked in construction for a bit and kind of left sport. Still trained, still played football, didn't have anything to do with that. And then got to about, I started working for a company in Edinburgh and I fucking hated it. And I was like, enough. This is enough, no more. I went back, I did sports therapy degree. And then started to PT. I think I must have been about 20. When I started PTing at uni the first time actually, so 26. And about that, and then that's been me since. I've always PT'd. I've always had numerous jobs at the same time. PT, coaching, football, playing, and then I worked in the pubs and clubs. And then I think I must have been round about 27, 28. Started a clothing brand. Just for t-shirts, just an idea that there wasn't really clothes that I liked, and I had a wee idea, and the idea was to make, the brand was called One Piece, it was to make one piece of everything, but do one run of t-shirts. And we launched it with 250 quid. And just printed one run of t-shirts, sold them for 30 quid on a wee made up website, sold it in the weekend, and then it just built for there. And then we did a pop-up House of Fraser. Still PTing at this time, full way through. Did a pop-up in House of Fraser for 16 days, and it just went mental. And then it built into a brand where we were on X Factor and Sky Sports, and we'd sponsored boxers like Ricky Burns and Scotty Cardo and people like that, and we were getting the brand up and up and up. And then went into Fraser's full time, and it was going well. And if One Piece was still going, we probably wouldn't have AO, but Fraser went into administration, and we lost 30 grand in blink of an eye overnight. And then Mike Ashley bought over it, and we had a deal in place where he owns USC, so we were still building it, and it kind of, the deal fell through different bits and bobs, and the brand just died at that point. But I always knew I wanted to have another clothing brand, and that's where AO started. So it kind of went, I was PTing out of CrossFit Coatbridge, and I had the idea of the logo and the brand to kind of, the way like Under Armour and stuff like that, have that same sort of brand where you can kind of look at it and you know straight away, but the logo says UA for Under Armour, even though everybody thinks it's an X, it's UA. So I was like, I want a logo that can stick out like that and can be anywhere. It wasn't just a clothing brand. So gym was not even in my thought process at this point. So we started an Instagram page, free workouts, one workout a day, every day, apart from a Sunday. And I stuck to that religiously for 5 years, 6 years. And we went through lockdown and I didn't get paid, couldn't work, didn't get paid. So I thought, like, this is the time I'm going to start making t-shirts. We just made, just made black cotton with 3M reflective, and it was called Lockdown Run Club because everybody was running, that's all you could do. So we just put AO in the front and down the back in the middle of the spine. We just put Lockdown Running Club, like 2020 or whatever it was when it started to sell. Then I still had contacts with like boxing, Joe Cordina and John Ryder, who's now a partner in the Athletes Only clothing. And it just kind of moved, and we moved on to doing like We Run, so you could put your own city in, and we could print that. So We Run Glasgow, We Run Coatbridge, we run anywhere. And it built on that. And then as we started opening up the gyms, I started doing classes. We had a gym across the road from where we are now, worked out of. And the classes started to grow. And I remember the very first class, I'm still posting Instagram workouts every single day with quotes, inspirational ones, every single day. And the page is getting a wee bit fallen. And then Nathan started to help me. Nathan started to contribute bits and bobs and workouts, and we started training JR Fitness, which was across the road. Our first class we did was, we were still mapped out with the tape on the floor, because you couldn't, the social distancing was still a thing. We were still mapped out. You had to work in your own section, you couldn't go too close, you had to spray everything down and all that. But I think we had maybe 6 people, and the 6 was maybe me, Nathan, Daniel, Nathan's missus, Chris Kirkcaldy, somebody else who helped us like coach a couple of classes and that, and write some workouts, and then 2 other folk, and then it just started to grow through there. And then before we knew it, we started off with one Saturday morning class, and we went to Saturday, Tuesday, and then before that gym closed, we had 6 classes a week in another gym. I was still PTing in another gym. And then that gym was going to close, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do here? Because I didn't really want a gym. I've never wanted that. I do now, but I didn't then. And I just thought, oh fuck, I'm going to make a decision here. So there was no other gym that was going to let me take that and take the payment. The deal was that in that gym, you paid £30 for 10 classes if you were a member at that gym. So the gym got a turn off it. If you weren't a member, you paid 60 to me for 10 classes. And then it started moving, and this wee unit came up, and I thought, just need to go for it. And I panicked. I was working out your sum. You're trying to work it like, right, I'm going to need 50 members just to pay for the gym space, and then I'll need to PT to make ends meet here. I've totally bombed off construction. I had went back just at before lockdown, the year this lockdown came in, because I thought, oh, what am I going to do? I'm not going to be a 50-year-old PT. I went back and done a master's in quality surveying and just never used it. Worked for about a week. A guy got semi-wide on site, and I was like, that's why I've left construction, because I'm not dealing with you, mate. And so I done an initial sign up before I opened. We had 64 people sign up straight away, and I was like, good. And then for them, we've opened, and we've just continued to batter out pictures and quotes every day and try and push as many folk into competitions and stuff like that as we could. And I think we're at 170 members now. And that's why we need the bigger space. Obviously we need to move to somewhere so we can go again. But off the back of that, the gym coming into play, the clothing brand, was the reason that I started the Instagram page. That kind of took a back burner. But they kind of came hand in hand now, full circle, because you've got so many people competing in competitions. It's easy to get the brand out there. And AO was always a full brand, never just a one thing. It was always like I want to make sure, the end goal was to get back to the level of trying to do a deal with a big shop like USC or something like that. So the gym's now got to a stage where, right, it's decent. I call it the best scheme gym in Scotland, because we are the scheme. Like, we're no CrossFit, we're not an affiliate, we're no like the methodology of CrossFit and all that. We just want people to come in, leave their shit at the door, have an hour of graft. Like our workouts are like, you come in, you'll work for the hour. We have technique classes and that are a wee bit different, but for the most part, you come in, it's a pumping. And that's my attitude. I'm kind of hardline that way, where I'm like, the attitude is, you're here to work. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Don't give me money that you're not getting the benefit for. It's got to be value. And the fact that we have so many like-minded people like that, it's not for everybody. I know we're not for everybody, Sometimes you go to competitions, I thought, I thought you are noisy bastards. But that's us. Like, big them up, make them work hard, get them fitter, get them stronger, get their head right. We've got so many, like, I wasn't really going to speak about that, but like, we've got so many recovering addicts, whether it be drugs, alcohol, gambling, who come here and this is their medicine. People who struggle a wee bit at the top deck, they come here, you have 1 full hour, you're like solace away for your madness. And it could be at this height or at this height, it's just an hour. So that's the main driver for the gym now, is to keep that going, keep that community aspect going. But the clothes pulls along with that, and it's business. The fact that so many people want to compete and want to push themselves and showcase the skills they've learned, their gymnastics, their barbells, how fit they are. Like, they're 1% club, the people that come to these gyms. Not just AO, any gym like this, like, you'll have people that go to like AFIT in the town or base or whatever, the levels, they're 1%. They're not getting these people in JD. You know what I mean? These are like the people who go again are fit. Their peers are not doing what they're doing. So you get so many people want to showcase their skills, it's easy to put the brand out there. And as soon as the brand gets out there, people are like, oh, I like your t-shirt. And it grew from there. Like, I think the first one we did with loads and loads of t-shirts was Glacier and Gateshead. Boys are brilliant. And they're like, well, I batter it everywhere, do what you need to do. But then people from Newcastle started wanting the t-shirts. And then we did a big thing for turf. And there was 6 days competing. And we all had t-shirts on, bright pink, black with bright pink. And then the brand grows there, and it slowly developed. And then John's came in, and we've kicked on and we manufacture. We print here, but we manufacture in China and Turkey. And that was always the end goal, to try and build that back to a level where you're sitting in front of a Mike Ash or something like that again, try to do a deal to get your stuff into 25 stores across Britain. That was always the route. But the gym just overtook that first. And the gym's always going to be like the AO baby. But the clothing now has to come into that to make it a bigger brand. And like, people say, oh, he's crazy, he's this, he's that. And people used to call me Peter Pan growing up because they're like, get a real job. But like we were just talking before that, all these things add in, the marketing for nightclubs, the network of people you know, all bring you to this point where you're like, right, the clothing brand's just sitting there. The new gym's kind of took over a wee bit, the building the new gym. It's kind of took over there now, but into 2026, then it's got to be a sort of a next step to pull the brand on. And like, people will go, oh, but if people like Marchon or Gymshark and ABYL or Able can do these things, we can do it 100%. We can kick that on and get to a level. The market's massive. So the crux of starting AO was clothing, but the gyms came into it. We do an online programming thing. We've got other coaches in the gym who do their own online programming as well. So we've got other businesses who work out of the gym, and that'll go again. So we're at a point now where it's getting big. It's becoming more than a one-man band. It needs multiple people, especially when we move. The new gym's too big. Recovery suite, full changing areas, meeting room, massive gym floor that can house probably 6 or 7 PTs at the one time while classes are ongoing. Loads and loads and loads of different things happening that can't be managed by one person. Clothing, online programming, a million things that could come off the back of that as well. So, it's been a long road to get to like pulling all the things together. The gym's kind of moving and taking care of itself. The clothing's now coming round and getting back to the front of the queue, and that'll be the big push for next year, to get like AO clothing to the next level and in more shops and in more people's faces. I have a big, like, we cracked a joke earlier, like, oh, the mysterious man. Like, I hate talking, like, I always say we or us or our rather than me. Like, it's a team effort, even if you're not directly employed. But a lot of people will be like, oh, you're the product. I do believe that in a lot of things, a lot of the connections and a lot of the deals you do and a lot of the sort of routes you go down is because of you. I could really get anybody to come and film and make content for the AO, but I choose you because of you, because you're good, but because I like you. And I think a lot of people, and I know everybody's, we've had members sort of came and then left because we can be. I always kind of relate it back to like a changing room, and I probably learned picked up my quick wit and sort of sharp tongue for junior football. A lot of it, like you had to be about yourself. And I grew up in a scheme, single parent home. Like you had to be rough and ready. I've got an older brother who would knock me about, and I'd knock him about now right enough. But he'd give you a dig if you needed it, type thing. And we were in the scheme, so like I think all these things. I'm older as well. Like we've got a wide range of sort of clients, but for 18 right through to 50 odd. But I'm older than the majority of them. And it's a wee bit like, it's experience, life experience. Been to America, I've did that, I've lived abroad, I've had numerous jobs, I've dealt with numerous things, did the door for numerous years, do you know what I mean? There's probably no many things that I've no seen. So I think the experience of that and just being, like it's mine, at the end of the day I'll say to people that, make a joke all the time, well, I'll do this because it's my job. Like, and I've worked hard to get here, no handouts, pure graft, but it's sort of leading by example a wee bit. Like I wouldn't expect them to do what I couldn't do, I wouldn't be willing to do. So if I'm willing to work hard to get myself in shape, then you can definitely do that. If you listen, like I've got the tools to teach you, so do the other coaches, we all chip in and like other members will help other members, and that's what we are, we're a squad. Like if people compete at competitions, we're there as a big team. Everybody always says that. But for the most part, it's like the experience of being a player, probably pulled that out of football, being a manager at football, and you bring that in to this same environment. Like, come on, like it's work time. People know when you walk in, they set rules. Like, I mean, they'll see a million bottles lying about here, they don't always follow the rules, but I just think that you've got to try and say to them all the time, you've got to try and shoot for perfection. You'll know how to all the time, but if you miss, you'll be good. And that's the thing, if you're average at everything at CrossFit or functional fitness, you'll be good, you'll compete, and you just need to chip away in it. Across every aspect, like, you've always got to try and be the best you can be. Like, if you're not in it to win it, then what's the point? Like, there's no point in just turning up and people say sometimes, I'm just here to move, go to JD to move, come here to work. Like, because you can't waste my time and you can't waste other people's time. So I think me and Nathan probably as well are the product AO, but then I think it's trickled down to like other people who compete as well, like Dan or Casey or Chris or Hayden or other people like that in the gym, or Rory, who are now coming to the forefront, Connor, who are coming to the forefront, and people are saying, oh, they can do it, like a chase or be chase type scenario. And I just think it's sort of feeding through, it's dripping down into other members, and then you're getting to that point where you're like, right, can you be the example now as well as me? So it's that almost trickling down to have a lot of no mini me's. That's a terrible, terrible thing for the west of Scotland. But people who are like-minded like that, who are like-minded and want to succeed and want to get better. And I mean, you see the intensity of the classes this morning, of everything you come and film. That we don't let it slip, but we lead by example. And I think that's why we create so many fit people. I was a bro, like, back in the day, like, because you didn't know anything else. There wasn't really anything else, but I remember I was in New York, when I was at college in New York, and I did a CrossFit session, random, and I was fit, I was in pre-season, and there was 40-year-old woman, like, running by me, and doing pull-ups quicker than me, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't swing a kettlebell. And I was like, but I enjoyed that. I was like, it's good, but I'm doing strict pull-ups. They're off and away at their block runs and all that, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? Like, I'm fit. And then I was quite like, yes. But then I kind of, as it came about, CrossFit wasn't like a thing here. I mean, it's still when you say to people, oh, we do CrossFit functional fitness, they're like High Rocks. And you're like, no, and High Rocks is genius for its branding and how accessible it is for everybody. MD can do that. Not MD can do this. It takes so long to learn the skills. And the reason that I stuck with this is like I used to go Ravenscraig, chest, guns, triceps, squat, but as I started to get qualifications and stuff like that in this sort of industry, I did like UK strength conditioning, and a boy, we went up to Dunfermline, and a boy who took it had coached like, he used to be like a deep sea diver, the guy, but he went on to work with Olympians, and he must have been 45 and he could flag off the side of the rig and all that, and I was like, this guy's mad. And he was like, need to do your squats, need to do your deadlifts, these are the things that will make you big and strong, blah blah. And after that I kind of just slowly progressed, and I was like, and I actually, way back, I started an Instagram page called The Circuit Guy. Disaster. But I just put out the circuits I was doing. I didn't have time. I had 2 or 3 jobs that I had to go and do, like, to make ends meet. So I had an hour in the gym. I wasn't really getting enough out of like going in and doing 5 sets of 10 dumbbell press, chest press, or 10 bicep curls superset. I wasn't getting what I wanted for it. I was thinking, I was looking about, and then slowly but surely, like, Rich Froning started to come on the scene, and the CrossFit Games at the ranch, and I'm looking at all these guys and girls, and I'm like, what the fuck, jacked. And then more and more, you could get more access to it. I mean, still to this day, the CrossFit Games are, I mean, they're on ESPN in America. You YouTube them now, still. But we live in that goldfish bowl, we think it's massive. Whereas it's not, people don't really know about it. Like, we were at Proving Grounds the other week in Braehead Arena, and 100% walking about with like knee sleeves down to my ankles, going to Poundland for water. And I'm almost certain 99% of the people who are actually in Braehead shopping centres I'm walking through, no idea what I'm doing there. They're like, why is that guy get ankle warmers on? Just walking about, covered in chalk. Because they have no idea what CrossFit is. So the fact that it's quick, it'll get you fit, get you strong. People say that all the time. You'll never be fitter, stronger, or in better shape if you buy into this. Never. Like I've said to you before, like you're a bro guy still, like lift. The time that it takes, and like you say, I hate the aspect of the cut, and we've like, and being pals and that with all the boxers, I've seen it. I've seen drastic weight cuts. My best mate Scott is a Thai fighter. I've seen him come down to 61 kg at 6 foot. No, it's no healthy. Stop doing that. Find a happy medium where you're going to sit. You're going to find out, like, you'll look at people in this CrossFit or functional fitness sort of bubble, and they'll eat 3,000 plus calories a day, and they'll have ripping six packs and chests and guns and a back and a bum. Girls and guys. Girls on 2,600 calories a day. Whereas I see people sell programs for 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 weeks, and they're making people walk 30,000 steps and eat 800 calories a day. It's not a healthy relationship with food, that. It's a terrible relationship. Eat food, eat good food, move often, and lift heavy shit, and you'll be in the best mental and physical condition you'll ever be in. I guarantee it. But the fact that people are doing this, cut bulk, terrible. Like, consistent. And people use that word all the time in this industry, consistency and all that. But then they'll say, on the other hand, they'll sell you a 12-week programme where they say, well, you need to be consistent for 12 weeks, so why not be consistent for the full time? Like, I eat cakes, drink Coca-Cola. Like, if you want to go out and drink, like, that's not something I do. But if you want to do that, you can do that. But get back on right away again. The fact that you're going to neglect something for 12 weeks, it's a terrible, like, I'm dead against that. If anybody asks me, I just say, I just stay in my lane now. We do functional fitness. That's it. Nothing else. Don't do high rocks. Don't do fucking bikini. Don't do bodybuilding. Don't do none of that shit. Functional fitness. And that's where we are. I think when people start to jump, and we've stuck with that like for 14, 15 years, I've that's me, always been, like, straight shooter. I've seen so many different PTs and companies shift from, oh, we are body transformation, or now we're hybrid, or now we're functional hybrid, now we're functional hybrid body transformation. Like, fuck me, man, chase the money. If you're constantly changing what you do, you're never going to be that good at it. I mean, I could tell anybody, eat 1,000 calories a day, walk 20,000 steps, and do push-pull leg set. Like, you'll lose weight, you'll feel like dog shit, and I guarantee at the end of that 12 weeks you'll go back up in weight. And I always find it mad that at the end of these 12-week things, they've got all the donut suit and all the bevy and all that, because you've had to kill yourself for 12 weeks and you're not allowed them. They're fucking bad. But at the end of it, that's your reward. Your reward's shite food at the end of a 12-week punishment. It's madness. So I just think we stay in our lane. It's efficient the way we train. You can get a lot of work done in an hour. You'll burn a lot of calories. You'll build a lot of muscle, lean, strong muscle, and you'll get to do hundreds and hundreds of cool shit. Handstand walks, handstand push-ups, bar muscle-ups, ring muscle-ups, pull-ups, clean snatches, whatever. It's the funnest way to train by a country mile, that you can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me doing 8 laps of the SEC and a couple of kettlebell carries is fun. We do fun shit. Everybody else does alright shit.